Okay, so I'm doing this little impromptu live today because I want to do something for March and I want to actually start journaling, whether it be artsy or just writing things out. So I'm going to make myself a standard size traveler's notebook journal. It's not a junk journal, and I don't really think junk journals are what I do per se. I think I'm doing not so much junk journals. That is what I started out calling them, and then I went back to calling them junk journals. But I think it's more of not so much junk journals. So they're not a pristine regular journal, but they're also not really junk. I'm not using any junk for the most part, and I'm not using vintage items. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to use this folder template that is available in the shop at Scrapcraftastic. I linked it in the description. Hi, Miss Kelly. Hi, Pine and Ginger. So, um, these are the templates. I really don't need a template to do this, but I'm going to show you how to do it using the template. But this is how they would print out. Because this is one of the larger ones, it would need to be printed on 11 by 14 paper or legal, no, 8.5 by 14. I'm sorry, 8.5 by 14, which is legal paper. If you don't have access to legal paper, I do share in a video on my other channel how to kind of put two pieces of letter size paper together to make it work. So I'll try to remember to link to that video in the description box below once this video is complete. But to use these templates, basically you just cut them out, and you could even cut them out and laminate them. I probably should have been cutting while I was talking. Um, you could use a paper trimmer too. These are not my best scissors because they have glue on them, but they'll do for now. So yeah, you just cut these out and use them as a guide to mark and cut your scrapbook paper. And I am just doing this for the month of March. So I'm thinking I'm going to use 8 pages. And then once they're folded in half, that'll create, or 8 sheets of whatever. And once they're folded in half, that will give me um, 32 pages plus the cover. So, oh, let me put that in the recycle bag. Okay. And then here on the template, it actually has a little key to show you where to cut and fold. So you can use that if you're not sure. And I also have little light dotted lines on here that might be helpful. Yeah. So again, you don't really need this to do this, but it's really for the people that do. So if you feel like you need the extra help, it is there available for you. Um, okay, so, and I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to sew this or glue. You can do either. I'm also going to make mine a little bit wider because I am using it as a cover, and it was actually designed as an insert. So I'm just going to, I'll show you how I'm going to make it just a little bit wider. And I don't know if I need the flaps or not. If I don't really need the flaps if I decide to sew. But I won't be sewing on camera because I can't put my sewing machine over here. So, but it's on the other end of my desk. Okay, recycle bin paper. So this is what you have for, this is the outside pocket part of the template. This is optional. You don't have to use this, but if you want to make a pocket on the inside, in addition to the pocket that this one makes, then you would need this piece. We're going to set that aside. I'm going to use this for my cover. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is a kind of waste a little bit of paper doing it this way, but and also let me mention that this is available to use with a Silhouette or Cricut. So you can do that. The files are available for that. So you can use a digital cutter or you can do it manually. And I could have used a digital cutter, but I decided to come show you how to do it manually. So you fold your paper and you put this side, which is where your folder would naturally fold, on the edge of your fold. Now I'm going to move mine over just a hair because I want mine to be a little wider because it's a cover and it's going to be holding some pretty thick papers. So I'm going to move it over about 1/4 of an inch. That's probably a little overkill, but that's what I'm going to do. And I probably should fold it. No, because you won't be able to see, just because I can't see. I'm not going to do it that way. I was going to turn it on the side where the paper is white so that I can see where I mark, but I'm not going to do it. Let me find, I guess I could use my Jelly Roll. I'm looking for my good pencil. I'm prepared as usual. Let's see, I'll use one of these new ones that I got from Five Below. So I'm just going to draw my line where I need to cut. This isn't the thickest paper, so I kind of have to be careful drawing my line. Now, when we come here, I'm just going to adjust. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but for now, I'm just going to kind of wing it with the line and make it meet at the end, kind of. This doesn't have to be exactly precise, but I kind of just want to make sure I get it right. So now I'm going to hold these together as well as I can and cut on the line that I just drew. And I did not cut out the notches here. I can come back and do that. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm even going to use these flaps. I want to see how this is going to look with the flaps first. And the purpose of those notches is when you fold this part up, I'll show you. It gives you a little more room in your pocket with those notches in place. So we're going to just try to angle that as best as we can. And so there we have the beginnings of our folder. I could score here. Maybe I will. You don't have to. You could actually just use your ruler to kind of help guide the fold. It is better to score, especially when you're doing the side tabs, if you use those, but let's do it this way. Okay. So there we have our pockets. Then these flaps on the side would fold over and then give us our cover. So let's see. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to have to make it a little wider too. So I don't even know that I need this, but I'm going to use it. I'm not going to do the circle because I'm going to use my circle punch to punch it out, but I will mark on my paper where I want the circle to be. So I thought I would use this one for the inside so I could have the moon. Since I've been itching to make a moon journal, a micro size, and I haven't done it because I just don't feel like I have a purpose for it, I think this would be good instead. So let's see, I'm going to turn this way and kind of mark to see how wide we need this to be. Or is that gonna work? Nope. Let's see. I'm just gonna have to add about that much more. Okay. So I'm gonna fold. Ooh, if I fold it that way. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna mark it right here. And we're gonna mark it right here. Then I'm gonna take the paper trimmer and trim it. So I'm working through this a little differently than actually using the template. So there is, let's turn this way so I can see my mark. So there we go. Keeping scraps to use for other things. And I may have to trim this a little more. We'll see. Okay, before I even fold it, let me slide it in here and see if that's gonna fit. Okay, so it will fit. It doesn't go all the way to where the flaps fold, but we don't want it jammed up against where the fold would be, because then you will get buckling. The same thing at the bottom. It's supposed to be completely down to the bottom of this, because you will get buckling when you fold. So you kind of give the paper room to fold. That's going to be nice. Hey, Latrice. Okay. So let's go on and fold this in half. Let's commit. And I'm going to burnish. If I want to do stitching, what would I do? I will end up stitching. I'm not going to do stitching. No, I'm not. Maybe on the next one, because I plan to come back and do this with an envelope cover too. So maybe for April's notebook, I'll do the envelope. Okay, so I'm just going to score on the left and the right at 1/2 inch. That is the size of our flap. And I do need to cut out the notch, so I'm going to take my template again and cut out this notch so that I can draw it on our cover. Okay, so line it up. Am I in frame? Get over here so y'all can see. Okay, oops. So let's draw that on there, flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Let's make sure, yeah, okay. So we just cut out this little notch. And this is the standard size or regular size Traveler's Notebook template. I just made it a little bit wider. So then we fold our sides over. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and punch these notches out. Make sure we're even. They're a little bit different than this circle punch, but that's okay. So then I'm going to take my inside piece, which is a little wider. So let me center it as best as I can and draw where I need to punch it at. Put it in the punch. Line it up and punch. Okay. And I did that so wrong. I should have looked first. Okay, we got to do it again. Luckily, those are behind, so it won't matter. But ooh, that could have been bad. Okay, let's try again. That is why you need to check stuff, and I wasn't even thinking about it. Okay. Luckily, that won't show. There we go. Okay. I was hoping it wouldn't take out the moon, and it doesn't, so. So let's make sure everything fits together nicely. I don't know about that. So I'm going to clip the inside pocket. Hello. Yeah, clip that inside pocket because when you fold it, it kind of moves. So I don't want it to move, and I want it to stay like that while I glue the rest of it down. So, and I want to stay lined up like so. Okay. So these go over on top. Let's make sure. Unfortunately, that is showing on the side a little bit right there. I could have made this even wider, but we're just gonna have to live with it. Do I have it lined up just right? Yeah. I'm just going to have to live with that, or if I stitched it, it would hide that flaw, maybe. Okay. Again, I'm adjusting this to fit my needs. I'm not actually using the real size of the template, so kind of eyeballed it. Use and oh, it's not so bad. Just on this side. Hi, happy Scrappy. Okay, so let's take these off and make sure everything is lined up and burnished really well. So that's what it looks like with all my mistakes and everything. So again, it's a little bit wider than standard TN, and I did that because of the types of papers that I'm going to put in it. And I will actually stitch well, this is the cover of the signature, so I will actually stitch those in. And let me show you a few of the papers that I'm going to be using. It is very pretty, Latrice. I went back and got another one when they were on sale because I like this paper so much. So I have this Journal Basics printable in my shop, and let me show you what it is. I know some people asked about just plain lined paper, so you can print this on your tea or coffee stained paper. You can print it on scrapbook paper if it's through your printer, your different patterns, whatever you need. But this is just basics to be used however you see fit. So you have a full lined with the header at the top. You have full lined, and these are you can print them double sided. I I'm not even gonna talk about my printer having issues right now, but fully lined top to bottom. This one is lined with a margin around the lines. This one is a grid, pretty dark grid, dot grid, light grid. Then you have the light full lined. I don't even know if you can see that. Can you even see that? The small dot grid. And I think I had extras because my printer was, yeah, doing what it does. So you get all of that in the Journal Basics listing, and it is in the junk journal section or the journaling section on the website. There's a link in the description box below. So I'm going to be using some of those pages along with these. And let me just check my measurements real quick. Okay, so 8 1/4 in height, and I'm going to do 4 3/8 wide. So let's get started. I probably should use my big paper trimmer, but let's see how she does for now. It's so much more convenient when I have a lot of stuff on my desk. So, okay, I gotta do some math. So 8, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. That can't be right. So would that be 8 3/4? Yes, it would. I can do math. 8.75. I'm gonna make it this a hair wider. So I really want this to be in the front, but I know that's not possible. So maybe I'll make it a center of the signature. So this would be in the center. Okay. And I have just some plain white 32-pound paper. I'm going to have quite a bit of that in here. That way I can decorate, stamp, whatever I want to on it. And 8.25. So that's going in. I haven't decided if I'm going to put any coffee stained paper in here. I'm not sure about that. I want to use this. This paper is really cheap, by the way. It's not the best quality. So 8.25. It's kind of like a cross between the thin scrapbook paper and real cardstock. That's what it is to me. So this, see, it's got these lines on it. That's because when it was printed, it's so thin. It looks like it seeped through, or either it picked up the ink from another page. I don't know. But it's still pretty. So that's going to go like that. And see, this gives me a pocket here to stick things in. And then this pocket, I didn't go over that, but yeah, I have pockets. So I don't have to worry about making flips and all of that to stick things in. Not necessarily, it's not going to be that kind of journal. Hi, Miss Lady Diva. Yes, love the paper. Okay, so we got 3 pieces of paper. We got a long way to go. What do I want to use from this? I definitely want to use some of the lined, the full lined, and I want to use the dot grid and the light grid. So what do you prefer? Do you use, if you use a planner or inserts or anything like that, do you prefer your lines to be gray, light gray, or do you prefer them to be like a dark black? I'm just curious. I prefer mine to be dark. I mean light gray. I don't like them dark. Not on inserts or planners and planners that I plan to decorate. I like a thinner, lighter line. So I'm going to try and cut these at the same time. So I'm pulling this one out. I feel like I'm rushing, but I really want to get this done. I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days. So that's what happens. I just sit around and think about stuff and I don't get to it and get it done. So today I was just like, I got my video edited. It is processing as we speak. So why not get on here and get this done? It's already the 2nd, and I have things that I want to put in here from yesterday. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm cutting off. I didn't print to the edge, so I'm cutting off the unprinted edges. That's all. Okay. So now we need 8.75. Check again. Okay. So let me just close it while I fold. Let's see. Miss Kelly says it doesn't matter. Marina, am I saying that right? Marina says she likes for them to be dark. Latrice says it all depends on what else is going on with it. If I'm decorating something, I like the heavy dark lines for definition. Other times I like gray or faint lines if I'm using pastels or lighter deco. Yeah, see, I like the light lines if I'm using deco, period. Because who is calling me? They know I'm busy. Yeah, because it seems like it interferes less with the stickers. I don't know. That's just my interpretation. Okay, so now we're up to 6 pages. I want that one to stay the way it is. I'm going to put the grid in here. And in a perfect world, I could have printed on the back side of these, but that's okay. Let's put the lines in here. And I'll put the grid here because I want to come back and put something else in between. So, okay. Then I have some cardstock, parchment cardstock here. I'm going to put a piece of that in there. And what else? Maybe I will put a piece of tea stained. I don't want anything on the tea stained paper. So let me see if I have any that I stained that was just plain paper. Oh, I do. It's a little beat up, but or mostly plain. Let's try those two. And I don't even want pages that are irregular sizes. This one is a little thin for what I want, but I'll make it work. So that's 369. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And I only needed 8. That seems awfully thin. Maybe I'll add a little bit more than I thought. Let's go for it. Okay. So this paper is a little bit bigger than the tea stain paper. And fold. I might put one more piece of the scrapbook paper in here. So that's not overly stained. Yeah, I was trying to get a little page creep. So if I put another piece of scrapbook paper, it's going to go right there. Okay, so one more piece, and I'm going to call that good. And I don't know what I'm going to put on the front, but I want to do something with it. Let's see, I've been flipping through this paper pad so much, it's falling apart. So we get to have a little sneak peek at the papers. Maybe I'll use that. Okay. But if you haven't seen, here is some more of the papers, the ones that I haven't used yet. Let's see what that is. I think it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same. Hard to flip it because it's falling apart. I really like that page too. Those painted flowers are just pretty. Sorry. So you've seen. Oh, I could use that one too. I'll stick with that one. But yep, that's the paper for the most part. Okay, so we're going to use one more piece in my March journal that I'm actually going to use. So we're going to go 8.5. 8 3/4. That's going to make a nice tag. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. Okay, let's see. And so I was going to put that where? Got heavy, heavy, light, kind of heavy. I think that needs to go in betwixt here. Feels like so many plain pages. Let me see. I don't want to overdo it, but it is not feeling like what I want it to feel like. So I got these papers that I can add. And since I made, I just messed that one up. Since I made a bigger spine roll cover to allow for a little bulk, let's make some bulk. So I'll use the blue and the purple instead of using more scrapbook paper or cardstock. That way I'll get some more color in there, but it won't be too much bulk. Too much bulk where it's exploding before I even start adding to it. Let's see, I'm doing good on time. I might actually be able to get this bad boy stitched while we're on here. Because if I don't stitch it now, it won't get stitched. Okay, I think we are done with that. I really wish this paper was a little bit thicker, but it's gonna have to do. Let's put purple right there. And okay, so we don't have very much page creep. We got a little, but not much. let's go ahead and put her together. I'll get these nice and lined up on the inside, tucked in tight, and then place them in the cover the way I want them. Get my binder clips ready. I could even add a closure on this if I wanted to. Okay, so is that tucked in good and tight in there? I think so. Let's get the journal punch cradle, and I should have linked this in there. I do have a link now to a journal punch cradle if anyone is interested. So let me see. Where's the one that breaks all the time? I might have put it up. I wonder how this one will do. This is the one from the Dollar Tree. It's a little pokey tool. It's a little thick though for what I like. Where did I put it? I guess I'm gonna have to use that one because I don't see the other one. So much stuff in my little area. Maybe I put it up for a change. Let's see, because I'm gonna need this anyway. Nope. Should I use some different thread this time? Let's see, that's blue. Do I want to use that? I really like my waxed linen thread though. I guess my pokey tool has disappeared on me. It's supposed to be right here on the side, and it is not. We'll close the glue. Well, all right then. Or I could use this one. This is from Tim Holtz Tonic Studio. It's just kind of, it makes a bigger hole than I like, but let's see. I think I already have it out. Yeah, I do. Oh, I forgot I had on a red shirt. Fully. Is it casting a red? Yes, it is. Casting red, a pinkish hue right here. Just thought of that. So these templates are also available in the shop on my website. I have a variety of sizes included in the listing. So makes it easy to poke your holes and do your stitching. And even with it being that easy, I still don't like doing it. Okay. All right, so there's the holes. I don't know if you can see those. Anywho, let's see. I think I'm going to use the blue. And hope I don't regret it. This is baker's twine, and it's really cheap baker's twine from the Dollar Tree. And I do have wax. I wonder would it mess it up to run it through the wax? Anybody know? Hello, just lovely. Maybe I better leave well enough alone. See, I got this wax thing that I could run it through. Let me just run a little piece through it and see what happens. I don't think it did anything. Eh, anybody got time for that? Okay. Let's just do it this way. Uh-oh. See, the wax should have helped with that frame. Let me see. Now I'm shooketh because that is my son texting me, and I hope nothing's going on in school. Really cheap baker's twine. Okay, let me see what's going on with him real quick. Sorry. Oh, he's just complaining. Let me see. Yeah. Just put that back. Okay. Let's see. Everything, it's going in the right direction. So we're going to do the figure 8 stitch. Going to leave some excess. And then up back through. Got a nice tail. Maybe I should make it a little longer since I have enough to do that. There we go. Okay, Miss Lady Diva says that the wax was straightening. I couldn't get much out of it anyway, so we're good. Let's see, is that tight, tight, tight? Not at all. Okay. So let's let the strings hang. If you will. Okay, put the needle up. Ta-da! So we use the standard size traveler's notebook pocket folder template to make a journal cover. Has built-in storage, so you can tuck stuff down in there. Even though we had a little boo-boo, you can't really see that unless you go looking for it. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Very plain, ready for me to use. So any suggestions, questions, anything like that? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'm really trying to get this channel going. I kind of debated whether I should do this over here or at Scrapcraftastic, but since it's a journal, I decided it's probably best to do it over here where we journal, where we use journals, make journals. We haven't been using them, but we've been making them. So just going through the pages, making sure everything is everything. And I'm going to be using some of these scraps in here as well. And that's what it looks like. We got a pocket in the back and another one here. So, and I will make some kind of closure. Maybe I could just like run a ribbon through the stitches on the spine. I've often wondered why people don't do that. I wish I had some more of the ribbon from Boo Boo Kitty that would go in there and keep it closed. I already used it. What other ribbon do I have that might work? I don't think I have anything that I really want to use. This would be pretty, but the texture of it is not that great for that. Oh, these are very stiff and rough. I don't want that. So I have to think about a closure. So I guess we have come to Are we still live? Okay, because it's telling me unable to connect to chat. So I'm not sure if we're still live. I can see myself moving on the phone, but I'm going to take that as a sign that it's time to go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments. On the replay, I'm still looking at the screen trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, so if you have any questions about anything, just leave them in the comments if you're catching this in the replay. Thanks for watching, and I'll holler at y'all later. Bye.